working as assistant professor in NGM College, Karad. In the series of lectures of probability distribution, this is the probability distribution of or lecture on multinomial distribution. Okay. So multi and nominal. So these are two words, multi and nominal. So multi means many, okay, and nominal, so nominal. So what is multinomial? So similar term you will see in the first year BSc, that is binomial. Binomial, that is two variables. Over here we have multinomial, that means I have x1 x2 xk, k variables are there. So do you know what is the actually in binomial I have two variables. I will say that there are two variables, but actually there are only one variable. Okay, so what is the definition of binomial distribution? What is the definition of binomial distribution? Do you know? Yes, you know. So binomial distribution, that is, let us say the discrete random variable, it is said to follow binomial distribution with the two parameters n and p. If its PMF is, I have the PMF of binomial as n p x p raised to x q raised to n minus x, and the range of x is 0, 1 to n is equal to 0, otherwise, isn't it? And obviously the p is in between 0 to 1 and p plus q is equal to 1. This also satisfies. So this is the PMF of my binomial distribution. Over here, binomial distribution exists if I have two cases, hence it is 1. If I have two cases, variable is 1, but I have two cases, that is, I have success or failure. If the probability of success is P and probability of failure is Q, throughout the experiment, the probability of success is P, and throughout the experiment, probability of failure is Q in the binomial distribution. Getting the concept? So I can write over here, since I have x number of successes, hence we write P raised to x, and Q raised to n minus x, since we have total number of outcomes as n, so n minus x, since x are successes, n minus x are obvious failures, and since Q is the probability of failure, we can write Q raised to n minus x. Okay. So in multinomial distribution, I have k random variables are also present, and I have k cases also over there. So I can define the multinomial distribution as, let x1 x2 xk be the k discrete random variables, then the multinomial distribution is defined as probability of x1 is equal to x1, x2 is equal to x2, so on up to xk is equal to xk. This is equal to n factorial divided by x1 factorial, x2 factorial, so on up to xk factorial, p1 raised to x1, p2 raised to x2, so on up to pk raised to xk. Over here, x1, x2, xk is equal to n, then pi is in between 0 to 1, and summation of pi is always 1, 0 otherwise. We can denote this distribution as x follows multinomial with n, p1, p2, pk. Okay. So see, in binomial distribution, I have only two cases, success and failure. If more than two cases are present, that is your result. Okay. Your SYBSC result contains three cases, isn't it? It is fail, 80-80, or you may clearly pass. So this result comes under this case, that is multinomial. Since I have three cases, that is more than two. More than two. If I have more than two cases, then we use multinomial distribution. Okay. Now, for multinomial distribution, we can find mean and variance of multinomial distribution. If time permits, I will take variance also. Okay. So for, see, this is in the series of lectures we will see only the continuous distribution, but this is multinomial distribution is related to discrete data set. Hence we say that this is a PMF, not PDF. Okay. So now let me find the mean of multinomial distribution. So by definition, what is mean? Now I just now told you that since it is a discrete distribution, I have some P1 raised to x1, P2 raised to x2, so on up to Pk raised to xk. Okay. Fine. So see, now we can take the common part as n and pi. We can take a common portion from n and only one term n and pi. That is the one term out of this. So what do we get? See, it is n pi into bracket summation of xi. Then n factorial can be written as n minus 1 factorial because one term is outside the bracket. Okay. So n minus 1 factorial. Then I have, see, I can now, since x1 factorial, x2 factorial, xk factorial, we can write this as xi. Suppose over here I can take one term common out of this. All these terms we can take one term common. So we can take xi common. So if xi is common, we can write this as x1 minus 1 factorial. Then since we take one part common, so x1 minus 1, x2 minus 1, so on up to xk minus 1 factorial. Okay. Getting the term? Then since I take pi is also common, we can write this as p1 raised to x1 minus 1, then p2 raised to x2 minus 1, so on up to pk raised to xk minus 1. Okay. So that means we can write this as xi again cancel, So n pi summation of all these terms, that is n minus 1 factorial. Then I have x1 minus 1 factorial, x2 minus 1 factorial, so on up to xk minus 1 factorial into p1 raised to x1 minus 1, p2 raised to x2 minus 1, so on up to pk raised to xk minus 1. Now see, suppose you observe this part and this part. Only the difference is instead of n, I have n minus 1. So we can't observe the values of xi. Now, since we observe only parameters, so instead of n, I have parameter as n minus 1. Over here p1 is p1 as it is, p2 as it is, pk as it is. That means we get over here. Suppose I replace the value of I minus 1 as y. Then my y follows multinomial distribution with parameters n minus 1, p1, p2, so on up to pk. And since this is a PNF over a whole range, we can take the summation over a whole range, the value of this becomes 1. And hence my mean is equal to n pi. So do you observe the mean of this, and that is mean of multinomial distribution and mean of binomial distribution. Both are same. Getting the message? So mean is equal to n into pi. Okay. So that means if I increase the value of I as 1, it is n p1. That is for first random variable it is n p1. For second random variable it is n p in this manner. Okay. Now for variance, what is the formula for variance? Formula for variance, that is variance of xi equal to expectation of xi square minus expectation of xi bracket square. So we need to find this term because this term is with us. So expectation of xi square can be written as, I can write expectation of xi square as expectation of xi minus 1 plus xi. That means we can write this as expectation of xi minus 1 plus expectation of xi. Expectation of xi is because that is npi. Now we need to find this term. That is expectation of xi minus 1. So expectation of xi minus 1. So expectation of xi minus 1, by definition I can write this as summation of xi minus 1 minus 1 pi. So let me replace the value of pi. What we get? Summation of xi to x2, so on up to pk raised to xk. Okay. So now let me have. Fine. Now in the similar manner, as in mean, we can have two terms common. Out of n we can take n and n minus 1 common, and out of pi we can take pi square as common. Okay, so what we get, see, expectation of xi minus 1, we have, this is equal to n minus 1, and out of pi I will take pi square. So that means I have pi square and summation, again summation xi minus 1 and xi minus 1, then n minus 2 factorial. See, since we have to term common n minus 1, hence instead of n factorial we have n minus 2 factorial. Instead of this also I can take the common portion as xi minus 1. If these two terms are common, since we need to cancel these two terms. Okay. So what we have? So I have x1 minus 2 factorial, x2 minus 2 factorial, so on up to I have xk minus 2 factorial. Okay, and again I have this term. So in this term also we take the square term which is common, isn't it? So correct over here only. So the term remains with us is p1 raised to x1 minus 2, then p2 raised to x2 minus 2, so on up to pk raised to xk minus 2. Okay. So this is the term which we have. Now see, if I cancel these two terms, then what we have? So we have only the term as n minus 1 pi square summation of n minus 2 factorial. In the denominator I have x1 minus 2 factorial, x2 minus 2 factorial, so on up to xk minus 2 factorial, into bracket p1 raised to x1 minus 2, p2 raised to x2 minus 2, so on up to pk raised to xk minus 2. Okay. Now see, if you observe, if I put xi minus 2 as y, then y follows multinomial with a parameter, and instead of n I have n minus 2, isn't it? N minus 2, and instead of p1 I have p1 only, p2 only, and pk only. So I have p1, p2 and pk. Okay. Fine. So that means since this is multinomial, the value of summation is 1 over here. So we have the term which means n minus 1 pi square simply. Okay. Now let me find the value of variance. What is variance? So in the formula of variance, what I have, see, in variance of xi I have the term as expectation of xi square minus expectation of xi bracket square, isn't it? So in the expectation of xi square, what I have expectation of xi minus 1 plus expectation of xi, isn't it? So expectation of xi minus 1, which we have over here, that is n minus 1 pi square. So I can put the value as n minus 1 pi square plus another term expectation of xi as n pi. So n pi. Okay. So that means this is my expectation of x square. Now I will put the value in variance of xi. So variance of xi, that is this value which is n minus 1 pi square plus n pi minus, I can have the expectation of xi square as n pi bracket square. So we have, suppose we multiply this bracket as n pi square. What we get? N square pi square minus n pi square plus n pi minus n square pi square. So first term and last term get cancelled, and out of these two terms I have common portion as n pi. So what we have? 1 plus pi. So over here we cannot write 1 plus 1 minus pi. Sorry. 1 minus pi as q, because there is no such term in the PLS as qr. Okay. So I have n the pi 1 minus pi. So if we need to write 1 minus pi, then we need to write instead of 1 minus pi, I have